Welcome back, guys. We're going to be looking at what John Boyega said. He's basically saying, okay with us playing the friend, but we can't touch their heroes. It's about toxic fans. I understand he's upset with the way his character was used, but I want to point out to him, and I think pretty much everyone's been pointing this out since he said it, it's not the fandom that did that, okay? It was never the fandom. We liked you. We liked Finn. We wanted to see Finn become a Jedi. We wanted to see Finn take a much more prominent role. He became a clown in the second movie, and that ruined his momentum. He never recovered in the third movie. It was over for him in the third movie. The idea that we had any power over that is frankly farcical. Like, the entire thing was controlled by Disney and various trigger pullers and the directors of Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams. Yeah, that's it. That was entirely up to him and Kathleen Kennedy. We have no control. Absolutely none. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to do about this. So, John Boyega called out for being so white during an interview as part of the new Apple TV original documentary, #1 on the call sheet. Black leading men in Hollywood. John Boyega debuted as Finn in Star Wars The Force Awakens, reprised the character in Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. His role is in the sequel trilogy led to online harassment from racist, toxic Star Wars. Okay. I want to finish that. I'm going to put my 2 cents in after I finish. Fans upset with black actor playing a lead hero in the space franchise. All right, let me jump in on that immediately. That is a lie. There were some outliers. Okay? There's always going to be outliers. That's not the issue. The issue was you said it like the majority of the fans. That is not true. I know the majority of the Star Wars fans. I am part of the majority of the Star Wars fandom. And I would like to say we were thrilled to have you. We were excited. We couldn't wait to see what kind of adventures you go on with the original cast, maybe new characters. We thought you were the main character. Why do you think so many people came? They liked you. In those few minutes, we wanted to see a stormtrooper, redemption arc maybe. And you stand here. Well, sit there. I don't know. And I'm getting a little overly upset. But it feels like you haven't learned anything. And by that, I mean all of Hollywood. You haven't learned anything. From The Acolyte, you haven't learned anything. From Snow White, you haven't learned anything. So, it looks like you're going to have me taught this lesson again. We don't flame you in the comments when we don't like something. We don't cause mass riots or protests when we don't like you. We just don't buy your stuff. We just don't go to your movies. We don't pay for them on DVDs. We don't go watch TV shows. We don't play the video games. We just stop buying stuff. That's how we get rid of you. And the fact of the matter is, your face was on all over the place in America, and we all the Star Wars fandom went there to see that movie, cheering you on. But I digress. Let me tell y'all, Star Wars always had the vibe of being in the most whitest, elitist place. It's a franchise that's so white that by a black person existing in it was something Boyega said is in a democracy. You can always tell it's something when some Star Wars fan try to say, well, we had Lando Calrissian and had Samuel L. Jackson. It's like telling me how many cookie chips are in the cookie dough. It's like they just scattered that in there, bro. They just scattered that in there, bro. Wow. Samuel L. Jackson and Lando Calrissian. You didn't even know that's Mace Windu. His character's name is Mace Windu. You don't know what you're talking about. You straight up do not know what you're talking about. They are okay with us playing best friend, but once we touch their heroes, once we lead, once we trailblaze, it's like, oh my god, it's just a bit too much. They're pandering, the actor added, while also acknowledging that being cast in the franchise was a fundamental moment in his career. Yeah, and we all liked you. We would all like to see you in more stuff in Star Wars. And, like, not just in Star Wars, but in other stuff. But if you do stuff like this continuously, we're not going to be on your side for much longer. So, I want you to understand that this was never about you versus the fans. It was never about that. As if you find this or someone clips it or sends it to you, I don't know. But if you ever get a hearing of that, just know that. Boyega first aired his grievances in GQ magazine in 2020 about Disney fumbling his diversity in his Star Wars trilogy. He said at the time, "What was said to Disney is do not bring out a black character and market them to be a much more important in the franchise than they are, and then have them pushed to the side. It's not good. I'll say it straight up." Okay. Fair enough. That's on Disney. That's better. Okay, we're almost done here. You guys knew that to do with Daisy. You knew what to do with Adam Driver. Boyega continued. But when it came to Kelly Marie Tran, when it came to John Boyega, you... Okay, I'm not going to say that. You know blank all. So what do you want me to say? What did I want you to say? I enjoyed being a part of it. It was an experience. Nah. I'll take that deal when it's great. It's a great experience. They gave all the nuance to Adam Driver, all the nuance to Daisy Ridley. Let's be honest. Daisy knows this. Adam knows this. Everybody knows this. I'm exposing everything. Okay. Boyega later revealed in a TR that a Disney executive reached out to him following his GQ interview, said he had a very honest and very pleasant conversation with the Disney executives. Added there was a lot of depending on their end in terms of way they saw things. They gave me a chance to also explain what my experience was like. I hope that me being so open with my career at this stage would help the next man, the guy that wants to be my assistant DOP, the guy that wants to be a producer. I hope that conversation is not such a taboo elephant in the room now, because someone just came to said it. Number one call sheet, Black Leaving Hollywood, is now available. Okay. You're probably not going to get another job in this space again, man. Not because the fans don't like you. It's because Disney don't like you. You think calling them out like that will not end badly for you? Calling out the fandom is easy. The fandom doesn't have any immediate response. To be perfectly honest, in a few months' time, we'll probably forget about this whole statement. But Disney will remember you. Disney will decide your fate, as it were. We don't really have that power to do it outright. We can do things like not buy your stuff, and that's more of a collective thing. And if you make some of us happy, you will at least have a position. But when you do stuff like this, you kind of make yourself come off as the enemy to the fandom, and I don't know what to say to that, except please don't do that. To Disney, they probably don't like you because you chewed out Disney in that spot right there. So you chewing out the fandom may ingratiate you to Disney somehow. People have been telling me that Disney doesn't like their fandom, and the various fandoms that they have. Well, let's be honest. When you purchased Marvel, you purchased a fandom. When you purchased Star Wars, you purchased a fandom. Lucasfilm. You purchased Star Wars. You purchased the Indiana Jones fandom. You purchased even the Willow fandom, and you've managed to annoy and anger all three of them. But thank you for stopping by. I'll catch you guys in the next one.